Do you want to know how to create a truly successful, inspiring, and fulfilling life, even though during these tough and challenging times? If so, continue to watch until the end as you learn two master skills or tools that will help you to create a truly successful, inspiring, and fulfilling life that not just work for you but also for your loved ones. Hello, thanks for tuning in. I'm Sam Fortes Oliveira. I'm the author of Success Booster, which is a blueprint to help you grow rich, live happier, and be healthier, even though during these tough and challenging times. I am also the founder of Success Booster Academy, which is a platform that helps people to not just to make more money and achieve more success, but also to help them to be more successful in terms of fulfillment, joy, aliveness, and satisfaction. The first tool to help you create a truly successful, inspiring, and fulfilling life, even though during these tough and challenging times, is what I call the art of deliberate emotional fulfillment. So, what is this tool about? The art of deliberate emotional fulfillment is about being aware of what truly fulfills you and doing the things that gives you more joy, more aliveness, more passion, and meaning to your life. So if you invest most of your time developing and mastering the art of deliberate emotional fulfillment, you will always be grateful for what you have achieved. Your heart will be always filled with joy, with passion, with meaning, and with happiness. But if you don't invest most of your energy and time in developing and mastering this skill, you will feel stuck, unfulfilled, unhappy, and even with lack of passion. So that is the first tool to help you develop a truly successful, fulfilling, and inspiring life. The second tool or component to help you create a truly successful, inspiring, and fulfilling life, even though during these tough and challenging times, is what I call the psychology and science of achievement. This is about being aware of what success and achievement personally means to you, and then developing a specific action plan to help you achieve your goals and dreams. So let's learn about how to use these two tools to help you create a truly successful, inspiring, and fulfilling life. The tool number one is the art of deliberate emotional fulfillment. We all know that we are living in an achievement-driven society. We know that most gurus, morning experts, and even books or programs recommend people to pursue success and achievement. Of course, all of us are driven by the need for achievement, the need to achieve something. In fact, our brain is naturally programmed to always be chasing something, whether it's to chase money, success, and achievement, or anything else. Because of this need to achieve, the thing is, even when we achieve something, our brain is already thinking about how to achieve something else. This is not good because it avoids us to appreciate the little things and being grateful for what we already achieved. It's kind of what we achieve something, it's kind of we feeling something is missing, but we don't know what is actually missing. Why is this? Why are we so driven for achievement and success, but not driven for creating an extraordinary life? Why are we so driven to make money, but not driven to create a life full of joy, full of fulfillment and appreciation? That's why, prior to focus on the psychology and science of achievement, I believe that we should first develop and master the first tool, which is the art of deliberate emotional fulfillment. What I mean is this: once we develop and master the first tool, which is the art of deliberate emotional fulfillment, then we can go and focus on the second tool, which is the psychology and science of achievement. The reason I recommend my students and clients to pursue the first tool, if you like, the art of deliberate emotional fulfillment, is because if we learn first how to deliberately program our mind to feel successful, fulfilled, and inspired, if we program our mind to enjoy the little things regardless of what's going on our life, regardless of whether we achieve or not success or money, our mind will be programmed to appreciate the little things. Our mind will be programmed to appreciate the small wins and victories. Not only that, if we don't attach our happiness to whether or not we achieve success, we won't be feeling this sense of emptiness, unhappiness, this lack of fulfillment, or need to be pursuing the next big thing. Because now we'll have more clarity about what we truly want in our lives. We'll have more clarity about the things that give us passion, aliveness, fulfillment, that makes all the difference. So, how do you create more fulfillment, joy, energy, passion, and meaning in your life? The way you do this is by consistently be learning and growing. No one has ever achieved great things in life without being consistently learning and growing themselves. Even Sir Warren Buffett, who is one of the richest investors in the world, once said that the best investment you can make is in yourself. So never stop learning and consistently invest in your personal and professional development. So make sure you are consistently growing and learning new skills, because as they say, if you're not growing, then you're dying. The second thing you can do to create more fulfillment, joy, and meaning in your life is to give and share more. Many studies have shown that when you give, share, and invest in your personal development is when you feel the most fulfilled, alive, and energized. John Templeton once said that the secret to living is giving. Think about that. I'm not talking just about giving money away, but also about giving your time away, giving your skills, expertise, sharing your knowledge, giving away your passion. Because as they say, sharing is caring. So the more you share what you know with others, the more you care. And remember, give and you shall receive, not the other way around. Don't be always waiting for people to give. Always share first and give first. The third thing you can do to create more fulfillment, more joy, more meaning, more passion, more aliveness in your life is to do what you love and love what you do. Because when you love what you do and do what you love, you feel a sense of fulfillment, a sense of joy, a sense of happiness. You feel like working is play. You don't feel like you are forced to work. Unfortunately, too many people are in careers or jobs that don't fulfill them. If that is you, then you must stop working in this type of unfulfilling careers and start applying for jobs that you are passionate about. Jobs that give you a sense of fulfillment, a sense of aliveness, a job that helps you to make a difference in people's life. The fourth thing you can do to create more fulfillment, more joy, more aliveness, more passion, more meaning in your life is to serve others. Oprah Winfrey, who is one of the most successful women in America and also in the world, once said that you have to find a way to serve others, which is by losing yourself in the service of other people. You can also engage in a cause that is beyond yourself. It's not just about achieving what you want, but making the world or your community a better place. Because lasting fulfillment, joy, and happiness is possible, and it is in serving others, not just in serving yourself. So when you serve and help others, you'll automatically be helping yourself. The fifth thing you can do to create more fulfillment, more joy, more passion, more aliveness, more meaning in your life is to decide to live every single day in a beautiful state, in a state of bliss, in a state of peace, passion, love, forgiveness, instead of living in a state of fear, doubt, anxiety, pain. People like Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, and many others don't blame circumstances or the past for what happened to them. They deliberately decide to live in beautiful states, and this makes all the difference because we don't have control over our past or over external things, but we have control on how we can react to what happened to us. People like Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, and many other people I've been studying all these years, they practice things like gratitude, meditation, and appreciation. The science has shown that practicing things such as meditation, gratitude, appreciation, not just brings a lot of health benefits, but also allows you to live in peace, be grateful for what you have at the moment. So basically these things allow you to focus in the present, focus on what you have, instead of focusing on what you don't have or what went wrong, or keep blaming circumstances, people, and everybody else for what you don't have. Don't wait for anybody to come and fix you or change your life. Because if you don't decide to take action today to change your life, to live in a state of peace, passion, aliveness, then your life will always be miserable. So go on and decide today to live in a beautiful state instead of living in a state of fear. The sixth thing you can do to create more fulfillment, more joy, more passion, more aliveness, more meaning in your life is to learn the art of forgiveness. There are two types of people: the ones who dwell on grudges and resentments, and the ones who decide to practice forgiveness, to let go of their pasts, their grudges, and their resentments. Oprah Winfrey once said that forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past should be different. Forgiving doesn't mean accepting what happened to you, but accepting that something has happened to you, not accepting that it was okay for it to happen. It is accepting that it has happened to you, that you could do nothing about it at the moment because you had no control over it. But now, right now, you can do to overcome that burden. So don't blame yourself for what happened in the past. Don't keep living in suffering. Studies have shown that holding grudges and feelings of resentment block creativity, happiness, but forgiving heals and boosts creativity and lead to increased feel of happiness and self-worth. So learn to forgive and let go resentment and grudges. And I promise you will be a happier, more fulfilled, more joyful person. The second tool to create a truly successful, fulfilling, meaningful, joyful, and inspiring life is what I call the psychology and science of achievement. This is what most of us try to accomplish in life: more success, recognition, status, fame, and money. Unfortunately, as I said before, following this law alone or this tool alone won't lead to a truly inspiring, fulfilling, and extraordinary life. That's why I recommended that to try to achieve the psychology and science of achievement, to focus first in achieving the art of deliberate emotional fulfillment. Because you don't want to just to be successful and wealthy. You also want to feel fulfilled, to be grateful, to feel you are making a difference in people's life. That's why this tool is so important to help you to create a truly successful, fulfilling, and joyful life. What do all these very successful people have in common? That's great questions. And after learning about successful people, I've learned that people such as Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, Warren Buffett, and many others, they have a few qualities in common. For example, one of the things they have in common is that they all have clarity of vision and purpose. They know exactly what they want to create. And this clarity of vision and purpose give them motivation to keep going despite the setbacks and challenges. Another thing that these people have in common is that all they have hunger, obsession, a burning desire, greed, fortitude, call it whatever you want, but all these people have unshakable self-belief and are driven by a vision bigger than themselves. They are determined to make a difference and leave a dent on the universe. To be honest, I think that the reason I haven't achieved much more is because I always lack this hunger, this obsession. I'm not talking about the obsession in a negative way. I'm not talking about bad obsession. I'm talking about healthy obsession, about a desire to accomplish, to do whatever it takes ethically to achieve your goals. So the reason I haven't really accomplished more is because of this lack of hunger, lack of obsession to keep going despite challenges, despite setbacks. So that's why now I'm more aware of this lack of awareness, and I'm doing whatever it takes to keep going so I can achieve my goals. Another thing that these people have in common is that they all take massive action. So once they have clarity about their visions, about their goals, about their purpose, and become obsessed by it, the next step is that they take massive action towards what they're trying to accomplish. Because these people know that without action, there is no success or achievement. So what about you? Are you taking the right actions to achieve where you want to be? If not, you know that we need to change that. We need to keep going despite difficulties. Of course, sometimes actions involves a lot of risks, but we know that without risks, there is no success. So be brave and continue taking action towards your goals and your outcome. And know that nobody ever accomplished amazing things in the world without taking risks. These tools are great ways to help you achieve success, even though during these tough and challenging times. However, I found that the fastest way to achieve success, even during these tough and challenging times, is to do the following things. 1, model success. This means we should be learning from successful people. Look for mentors or people who already achieve what you want and model them. Learn as much as you can about them and do exactly what they say. For example, look at what books they read, watch their videos, subscribe to their newsletters, invest in their coaching programs or online courses. Do anything to follow what they're doing. If you do what it takes, I promise you are going to start having more success and achievement. And not only that, you're going to get the same results, but you must model these successful people. You must do what they recommend you to do, because as they say, success leaves clues. So make sure you are following these clues. Now, the second thing to accelerate your success is to join a group or culture that have the same success principles. For example, join a group or culture that have the same vision, habits, values, beliefs, interests, obsession, or a burning desire to achieve your goals. And then 3, once you join the group, the next step is to make sure you take consistent and massive actions towards your outcome. Because as we said before, without action, there is no results and no achievement. These are the tools that will help you create a truly successful, inspiring, fulfilling, and joyful life. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you do, please subscribe to my channel so you can learn more about how to create a truly successful, fulfilling, inspiring, and joyful life, even during these tough and challenging times. Which one of these tools are you going to start using from today? Are you going to start using the art of deliberate emotional fulfillment to create more fulfillment, more joy, and happiness in your life? Or are you going to start using the psychology and science of achievement to start making more money, become more successful, and taking control of your financial future? Either way, let me know by leaving a comment below.